You know, this class is and basically what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and then we're going to have you model this, do a couple of more drawings like we taught you. We'll use it as a way to represent it, to do drawings, to do like an interior perspective inside the thing. And then you'll have all of those things, and then we'll use it as a way to use another program that Jonathan here. Jonathan, stop coming to class. I'm mentioning Jonathan's name on second 40 of the video. Alright, so here are our rules. Flat on the bottom, the surface that will articulate the opening is to be constituted of triangular members. Each block must have a 3 by 3. How big is this block? What did we say, 12 by 12? Alright, so it's 1 foot. Alright? What did I do wrong? Gosh. That's the worst, because I still, to this day, never know what to do when it asks me if I want to scale it.
It scales it wrong somehow.
Yeah, sometimes it scales it wrong, sometimes it doesn't. If anyone wants extra credit in this class, if you do some research and tell me how to set it to inches to be default, so I don't have to do it every time, I'll give you a little boost. Okay. All right, so it should be 3 inches thick, I believe, right? Let's check. Oh, 6 inches deep on the edges. All right, so I'm going to copy this. And I'm gonna design this with, it's basically these two outer frames which will form the sidewall, right? Like if I loft these together, this is going to be the outside edge. And again, I like to model in ghosted so you can see these things, okay? So that's going to be the outside of the block, and then you're going to design the interior. And to do that, we really need at least 3. I'm going to recommend you try to use 4 squares in the center, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is, if I look at the requirements, it needs a 3 inch by 3 inch volumetric opening through the center. No smaller than 3. The opening must be defined at 3 separate points. It must shift in section and twist in plan. Alright, so use 3 squares. Here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to draw a 3 by 3 square. Click on the rectangle tool. I'm going to type 3 inch by 3 inch. And you can decide where this goes. Okay? You can start in the center. Who's got the MSK lobby wall? You may want to start on the corners. Yeah. But I don't like things that are centered too much. So I might want to start low, like off center in the back in one of the corners, like that. Okay? And then in the plan view, in the side view, I'm going to copy this 2 times. So I'm going to go up like halfway. It's not really important where exactly it is. And then I'm going to go up a little bit past. Because I want mine. I think you should have these. It said convex or concave. I kind of like convex a little bit more. Okay, so now what it says is you need to define this opening with 3 points. So these are my 3 points. And then it says it must shift in section. So how do we shift it in section? Let's grab the middle one. Right, if I lofted this to this to this, right, it doesn't shift in section. It's just an extrusion. And in addition to setting your units, the first thing you should always ask yourself is, did I just extrude a flat curve? Because if that's what you did, you didn't really add anything 3-dimensionally. You just, another term for that is thick 2D. Yeah? Thick 2D is bad, unless that's what you're trying to do. Okay? So what I want you to do is just shift this thing in section. So shift it. Maybe we shift this one also. So maybe I want my opening to cut diagonally through here. I could shift it in plan. So the nice thing is, in this side section, I would have to look through here to here. So I wouldn't be able to see all the way through. I actually think that's kind of a nice thing. Another thing you can do is take the middle one and, oh, that's my middle one. So just arrange these in plan so that, again, you're sketching and experimenting, something like that. Okay, so it shifts. I want my middle one to be a little out of plane though. Okay, what's the next rule it asks us? It must shift in section, so we've shifted it, and twist in plan within the block. Let's say shifting in section, it must also rotate in section. So one thing I'm going to do is take this middle one, and I'm going to rotate it. Let's rotate 3D. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and here, and I'm just going to rotate it up a little. And then maybe I'm going to take this one and rotate it out of plane a little in another direction. Okay, so now my three openings look like this. Something like that. And then also it asks for it to twist and plan. So to twist and plan, I can take this one and I can just type rotate, and I can click in the middle and just type like 30 degrees and grab this one maybe and say negative 30 degrees or 15 degrees, something like that. All right? The last thing I want to do is I want to scale these a little bit. So they don't all have to be exactly 3 inches. They could. If you want to do that, feel free. But again, we're setting up a template. I like the 3D model in this way. Set up a kind of virtual frame that you then just go connect the dots. And there's a lot of resources that make connecting the dots faster. But generally, this is kind of the underlying structure and clarity and 3D, diagram without having like modeled everything. But this is what's going to affect where everything goes. So I'm going to scale this by 1 1/4. And maybe I'll scale this by 2. See what it looks like. This is a little close, but let's shift this over and plan a little. Shift it back. Okay. All right, the next step, we're going to model this interior aperture through the center. And the best way to do that is with triangles. So those of you who have the Tel Aviv Art Museum, and you probably have all seen your classmates struggling with that, it's easy to rotate edges and then to connect them with triangles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide this outside edge so I can see this a bit more easily. All right. We're going to connect these 3 interior ones. You start at the bottom, and I'm just going to go corner to corner like this. See that? And I'm going to try to be, consistent about the way I'm doing that. Oop. Uh-oh, I did the wrong plane. I'm trying to go this edge to this edge. Alright, and triangles are good, why? Why is planar? So now I can just do planar surface. Alright, so now I'm going to finish these. I can select these triangles, type planar surface. And again, by shifting these frames in relation to one another, I'm going to produce like a folding. Like if I just took this and, you know, I copied it, say 3 inches, and then I connected it with triangles, you know, even though I'm triangulating it, it's still just going to be a box. So they're just going to be triangular joint lines. Right? But if I take these, and this is something that you can learn to do, you know, if I keep those curves, I can delete these surfaces. Say now I move this one over, right? I can then take this, I can turn on the edit points, the control points. So I can select this and move it over, select this and move it over. So you see I've shifted it. It's still not really like folding along that diagonal. So if I then take this and rotate it, all right, and now reconnect these points, you'll see that. And the problem is, it's not like it needs to fold just for the sake of folding, but you see that? So now we actually have like a change in plane. So by shifting these things in relation to one another, you know, the triangles become a more useful thing. Here I don't really need them. I could just use a 4-sided quadrilateral. But at this point, I need the kind of flexibility of triangles to model this thing. So let me finish modeling this real quick. So from that middle frame, I'm going to continue up. And you guys will look at the Tel Aviv Art Museum with a new appreciation now. All right, so keep working your way around. Just clicking, oh, look, see I messed it up here. Make sure that your points are snapping to the end. All right, polyline. Go from here to here, to here, to here. And I like doing this because you don't know exactly how it's going to end up. Okay. So look, that's kind of a cool thing to look through now. Yeah. All right, now I need to connect this and unhide my sides to the sides. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing, just using triangles. Here, I'm going to make all of this. Well, I'll just leave it. I know it's a little confusing to look at, but basically what I want to do is draw. Can you see this, the square, the top of this? You know, maybe I'll hide everything else. I'll turn it back on at the end. So I want to connect this red one to this one. So same thing, polyline, I'm going to use triangles. So from here to here, and from here to here. Amanda, does this bring back good memories or bad memories?
Oh, that project was actually fun.
It's fun. This is the funnest one.
Yeah.
Okay? You're welcome. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're going to unhide the rest. In a way, there's an idea that openings are just to frame a view. But, some openings are more interesting to look through. And imagine you cut out mirrors, flat triangles of mirrors and look through that. It would be crazy, right? It would refract the image. Should we do that? Extra credit if you cut some reflective mylar and glue it in there or something. I think it would be very cool. Anyway, so we're basically there. The last thing we need to do is connect from this red frame to this red frame. How could we do that? We don't need to triangulate it because it's not shifted, so we could loft. So it could go like that. Okay? Now I'm going to turn off the ghosted so it doesn't look so. And what I would encourage you to do is to take the exterior and turn it cyan. Use your zoom select often. Now take, and you could join everything that's cyan. Change it back. Okay. Now, I can take this thing and hide it. And then I would take all of these, turn them red. Type J for join. Get them all. It's pretty cool, right? You would want to spend more than a second looking through this thing. Okay, it's 9:15. The last thing you need to do is cut out holes in the corners so that we can put binder clips and clip them together. I'll show you this real quick. Here, I'm underneath it. I'm going to flip this over so it's easier to see. Okay, so on the back side, is it 1 inch by 1 inch? I think so. All right, so you're going to draw a frame. This is how we're going to cut out. And then you're going to put it on all 4 corners of the back. Okay, how do I cut out of there? So I'm going to trim. Cutting objects, this one, I'm going to cut that. Cutting objects, this one, I'm going to cut that. This is going to be the back side. So just do it on the back. Okay? So what will happen is that when you put yours next to hers, we can just put a binder clip here to hold it together. Okay? Does that make sense, Tyler? Yeah. Some of you are looking at me skeptically. Lila, it's good? And Chara?
You have to unfold it to the
Yes. Let's go over that next class. Just 3D model it for today. For Monday, okay? Enjoy this. I find it an enjoyable thing. Try to anticipate what it's going to look like as you're rotating the frames and shifting them around. Feel free to modify it as you want, okay? Look. This is nice. All right. Sound good? You need more of a reason to do it?